What if Hitler won? It's a chilling thought, one that sends shivers down my spine every time I consider the possibility. The world as we know it would be a very different place if the Nazis had emerged victorious in World War II. I imagine a world where Hitler's twisted ideology reigns supreme, where the swastika flag flies high over every city, and where the horrors of the Holocaust are not just a dark chapter in history, but an ongoing reality. The thought of living in such a world fills me with dread and despair. In this alternate reality, Hitler's vision of a racially pure society would have been realized. The Jewish people, along with other marginalized groups, would have been systematically exterminated, their voices silenced forever. The concept of human rights would be a distant memory, replaced by a brutal regime that values power and control above all else. The impact of Hitler's victory would have been felt far beyond the borders of Germany. The entire world would have been forced to bow to the will of the Third Reich, with dissenters crushed under the weight of Hitler's iron fist. The very fabric of society would have been torn apart, replaced by a culture of fear and oppression. I shudder to think of the technological advancements that would have been made under Hitler's rule. The Nazis were already experimenting with terrifying weapons of mass destruction during the war, and it's not hard to imagine a world where these weapons were unleashed on a global scale. The devastation would have been unimaginable, with entire cities reduced to rubble and millions of lives lost in the blink of an eye. But perhaps the most terrifying aspect of a world where Hitler won is the normalization of evil. In our reality, Hitler is rightly reviled as one of history's greatest villains, a man responsible for the deaths of millions. But in a world where he emerged victorious, his actions would have been celebrated as heroic, his atrocities justified in the name of a twisted ideology. I can't help but wonder what kind of person I would be in a world where Hitler won. Would I have been complicit in the horrors of the Holocaust, turning a blind eye to the suffering of others in order to protect myself? Or would I have been one of the brave few who stood up against tyranny, risking everything to fight for what is right? It's a sobering thought, one that forces me to confront the darkness that lies within us all. The truth is, none of us can say for certain how we would have acted in such a world. But one thing is clear, the victory of Hitler would have plunged humanity into a darkness from which we may never have emerged. As I ponder the terrifying possibility of a world where Hitler won, I am reminded of the importance of vigilance and resistance. We must never forget the lessons of history, nor take for granted the freedoms that so many have fought and died to protect. The specter of fascism still looms large in our world, and it is up to each and every one of us to stand up against hatred and injustice wherever we may find it. So let us never forget the horrors of the past, nor lose sight of the power of hope and resilience. For in a world where Hitler won, it is only through our collective strength and determination that we can hope to overcome the darkness and build a better future for all.